Saturday, August 20th, 2022, coming to Hartford, Michigan at the Van Buren Poorhouse Museum, it's Ghost-O-Rama. Ghost-O-Rama is a one-of-a-kind event. It's a paranormal meet and greet / flea market / Comic-Con, car show, and much, much more. There'll be paranormal groups, the Ghostbusters, the Mystery Machine, spooky vendors, live band, ghost tour, Jurassic Park, killer cars, food truck, disc jockey, historical museum, kid haunted house, and much more. Van Buren County Historical Museum. That's right, out at 58471 Red Arrow Highway, Hartford, Michigan, 1 p.m. to 7 p.m. It's an outdoor market, which is free to the public. That's right, you heard me. It's open to the public. There'll be a museum tour, $5 per person. Also, from 9 to 11, a ghost tour, $20 per person. That's right, Ghost-O-Rama is hitting West Michigan, Saturday, August 20th, 2022, at the Hartford Van Buren Poorhouse Museum. This is sponsored by Southern Michigan Paranormals, UnrestrictedRadio.com, the Great Lakes Ghostbuster Coalition, How to Halloween, Frankenfest, and the Midwest Parahistorical Society.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Monday, February 28th episode of Morning Coffee and Chat. I hope everybody is doing well this morning. I hope everybody's doing better than I am this morning. I think this is my worst morning yet with this blood clot. I woke up at 2 a.m. My chest was killing me. I couldn't breathe. I've been sitting in here trying to catch up on videos and stuff. And, man, I'll tell you what, I think I finally just about got it to where it's not like super painful anymore. But you know something, I will take the pain because that's just a side effect of that blood clot breaking up. And the more it hurts, the more it's breaking up. So I am not going to complain about that. Good morning, Tony. Good morning, Marco. Good morning, Stephen. Good morning, Rusty. Good morning, Pocket Watch. I think I got everybody here. Rusty, Marco, Stephen, Pocket Watch, Tony. Got everybody. Hope everybody had a good weekend. And, you know, your new week starts off the same. You got top billing. Yeah, I read it backwards. Caucasian. Good morning, Tactical Fud. Howdy, howdy. Hope you guys are doing well this morning. Hope you had a good weekend. Oh, man. Got a premiere set up for tonight, guys. Going to be a little over a half hour long. I'm sure you've seen it out and around being advertised. It is Native Beliefs and Traditions on Bigfoot. I worked just about all day yesterday on that. And, well, worked about 9 hours on it. So I think it's going to be, kind of interesting, especially the ending. You know, I had to put my own little twist on it. You know, what can I say? Oh. Man, I'll tell you what, I just seen this morning where Bigfoot and just had his book released, Big Brother Bigfoot. And I sent him a message right off the bat, said, hey, when do I get my autographed copy so I can read it before I have you and your book on a Friday night stream? And I've not got a response back yet. Either he's not read it yet, or I'm being told in a silent, kind, and courteous way to screw off and pay for the book like everybody else did. Who knows? Had a good weekend, bought a bore scope, and learned that I don't know how to clean a rifle barrel as well as I thought. Wow. For you to admit to that, Tony, is like, I mean, wow. That's why I like black powder, man. That's why I like black powder. When we get done shooting black powder, all we do is boil us some water, you know, open up the hammer. Sometimes we'll take the nipple off if it's a percussion. Sometimes we won't, and just pour it down there. Let it all filter out. Maybe do it a second time till the water comes out clear. Then you take your little swabs and clean everything out, re-oil it, and wipe down the outside with a little bit of oil and hang it back up. I would suspect the latter. Yeah, I would too. I would too. Last month was February. This is Monday, March. Yeah, March 28th. My dad's birthday is in 2 days. I'll take a bit on something. Be right back. Oh, goodness gracious sakes. Lead and soot are easier to clean if you have gas mask for the stink. Oh, now come on, we are not going to be. Oh, going to be having a bunch of stuff sitting at the top of the screen this morning. Slowing my device down. Lead and soot are easier to clean. Yeah, if you have a gas mask on, yeah, tell me about it. But, you know, I like the smell of sulfur. That's one of the reasons that I use black powder. I love the smell of sulfur when I get out and do a reenactment. The cannons are going off, the muskets are going off and stuff. I love that white cloud. I love the smell of it. I love the way it lingers in the air around camp and stuff. Kind of really honestly makes me not miss reenacting as much when I can open up my my wooden chest in the middle of winter and get that big of the black powder sulfur and everything. Take this little message right there off. Hafren, good morning. Good to see you this morning. Like I said, I hope everybody is doing good today. It is, well, we're 28th, 29th, 30th. We are 4 days away from April already. It just doesn't seem possible. Then again, the last couple years have just kind of flown by. But you know, the last 2 years we were kind of limited what we could do. And you know, this year, well, those of y'all that have got automobiles and drive, can still go do your thing. I mean, if you can afford the gas, you can still go do your thing. But right now, I'm nursing a sick wife. She wasn't supposed to be off till Tuesday and Wednesday, and she her allergies are kicking her butt this year. She's been off for the last 2 days. Well, today's the second day, and then she's got tomorrow and Thursday off, or tomorrow and Wednesday. But it has been kicking her butt. All she has done is lay in bed and go through box of Kleenex after box of Kleenex. Eyes are watering, nose is running. If the moisture can come out of an orifice, it has found the orifice on her. Oh. I feel the same about trucks, bourbon, and women. Makes sense. If I had a truck or bourbon, I'd probably feel the same way. So like I said, we're going to do a premiere of Native Beliefs and Traditions on Bigfoot tonight, 7:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on the channel. It's actually got a really really good body to the video. A man named Tom Seawood that lives up in British Columbia. An awesome public speaker, tour guide, fisherman, bukkake. Good morning. I would take it further and get a truckload of bourbon. Bukkake, I think I definitely could agree with you on that. One thing I have found out in recent years, bourbon will heal anything, and it's always good to keep medicine on hand. You just never know when you're going to get sick. Bourbon cures it all. Everything from the common cold to loneliness. Bourbon cures it all. Oh, let's see here. Oh, I had a whole plan for things to talk about today, but after getting up at 2:00 this morning and in so much pain and stuff, I have forgotten just about everything that that I wanted to talk about. My upper leg, my upper left leg was really hurting this morning, so I think I'm passing some bigger pieces of the blood clot. Like I said, it was enough pain that it brought me out of a dead sleep at 2:00 this morning, and I've been sitting in here ever since. So just thank God I'm hurting. That means the blood clot's breaking. Bourbon does not cure STDs. In fact, it can lead to said saying. Yes, it can. Yes, it can. Rusty's firing up on today in history already. 1774, Britain passes coercive act against Massachusetts. Swords behind you this time. I see the knight sword and the pirate sword. Actually, this right here is a Scottish basket hilt broadsword. And this one right here was used actually post night, right about the 16th or 17th century. Just a personal sword, also known as a bastard. But oh yeah, both hand forged, both battle ready. You know I don't take no guff. Not that I would know from personal experience. 1796, Bethel African Methodist Church of Philadelphia is first U.S. African church. Good morning, Candy. Good to see you this morning, dear. Hope you're doing good. 1797, Nathaniel Briggs of New Hampshire patents a washing machine. In 1797. Did it involve a rock and a river? Maybe a washboard? (1799) New York State abolishes slavery. (1804) Ohio passes law restricting movements of blacks. Well, they sure paid a lot of attention to that because a lot of them moved to Indiana and straight up here. Some of them stayed here, some of them moved on to Canada. And they continue to do it for the next 70 years. (1834) Senate censor President Jackson for taking Fed deposits from Bank of U.S. (1845) Mexico drops diplomatic relations with the U.S. Man alive, did you guys catch the news this morning and the slap heard round the world? Man alive. For those of you that did not watch the Oscars last night, Chris Rock made an off-collar joke during one of his little short comedy skits. And he made it towards Jada Pinkett Smith, who suffered from a medical ailment. I think it was called aphasia or something that caused her hair to fall out, and it's starting to grow back. And he made a looking forward to G.I. Jane 2 crack. And Will was laughing until you seen Jada's face change from ha-ha to anger. 10 seconds later, Will walked up there and cold-cocked the padiddles out of him, slapped him right across the face, told him to keep his wife's name out of his effing mouth. You know, a lot of people said that they thought it was a setup, but then I've continued to follow it this morning because, well, I had nothing better to do with my time for the last 6 hours. And it came out that there's been a little alopecia. Thank you. There's been a little guff there. I guess he said something about making the crack and he was told not to and did it anyway. And that's why Will got up and did what he did and then told him to keep her name out of his mouth because he was already warned, don't make the joke. She's very sensitive about it. And he went on and made the joke, and well, her and Will didn't think it was funny. All right, let's see here. 1862 skirmish at Bealeton Station, Virginia. 1866 first ambulance goes into service. It was a horse-drawn carriage with a cross on it. 1871 San Francisco Art Association holds open reception at 430 Pine. Good morning, Ty. Good to see you, buddy. 1881 Greatest Show on Earth, formed by P.T. Barnum and James Anthony Bailey. Salvation Army, 1885, U.S. Salvation Army officially organized. Channel forged and fire, blazes create iconic weapons from history. Tested any weapon is sharp, and any blacksmith receive a check $10,000. Yeah, I've been a big fan of Forged in Fire since it started. I don't think I've missed an episode yet. Black flashlight. That's a good question, Rusty. I mean, he probably could have. Nebula or neuralizer. 1902, 27.9 centimeters precipitation at McMinnville, Tennessee, a state record. Well, I'll tell you what they've got the last couple of years during their spring rains, you sure couldn't tell 27.9 centimeters was a record. I've told my mom and dad twice they need to just take that dip in the yard and make a pond out of it, throw some fish in there. Dad wouldn't be so bored all the time. But do they listen to me? Hell no, they don't listen to me. Good morning, Santee, you dirty, no good, whiskey swilling, cigar smoking, card cheating, yellow bellied, saddle tramp. There we go. 1920 Palm Sunday tornado outbreak of 1920 affects the Great Lakes region and deep South states. Overslept, threw my alarm. Gotta hurry, get the kids around for school. All right, Ty. It's all right. We'll still be here. Ain't going nowhere. 1922, first microfilm device introduced. He probably would bore the fish, quite honestly. Now that they're both retired and it's not just him, I don't even think he really goes fishing that much anymore. Which is really funny because he's got like 8 really nice lakes within just a couple miles of the house. I think he probably should have kept a hold of his boat an extra year. He might have found a use for it. 1924, WGN AM in Chicago, Illinois begins radio transmissions. 1927, Majestic Theater opens at 245 West 44th Street, New York City. Figured, well, the few minutes ago myself, late when I went to sleep. I don't fish anymore. I got my fillet of it. I'm watching Six Flags. What the hell? Good morning, Dev. Hope you're doing good this morning, sir. I sent you a message yesterday, by the way, on Messenger. I don't even think you've looked at it yet. I know you was still on when I sent it, or at least it said you was, but I sent you a message yesterday. 1930, first performance of Walter Piston's Suite for Orchestra, Boston. 1939, Philip Barry's comic play Philadelphia Story about a socialite's impending wedding premieres at the Schubert Theater in New York City, starring Katharine Hepburn, who also led the 1940 film version. That's because back then she was just cat's meow. Not a lot, Santee. Chris Rock just made an off-color joke about Jada, and she didn't think it was very funny. Will was laughing his butt off, but I think, being the smart man he is, he looked over and went, "Uh-oh," and walked up there and open palm bitch slap Chris Rock. So then later on apologized, and actually when he got the Oscar, he cried and apologized, you know, to his peers and stuff like that, and give a real short explanation. And it's all over YouTube. I've been following it for the last 6.5 hours. It's actually not as big as people made it out to be. Chris has already said he's not filing charges. He was out of line for doing it, and everything was good. So 1946, Cold War. The United States Department, some unidentified department of the United States government, releases the Atkinson-Lilienthal report outlining a plan for the international control of nuclear power. 1948, second Tony Awards, Mr. Roberts, which is a play. Henry Fonda actor, Joshua Logan director, wins. 1953, New Faces of 1952 closes at Royale Theater, New York City, after 365 performances. Now see, that's a good run right there. That's a good run. I'll still never forget that one we had on here a couple of weeks ago that closed after like 2 performances. It's like, well, the reviewers must have pointed out to them their play sucked. 1953, stock exchanges open. Dykes close, raises 5.2 million guilders. 1953, and see, Tony, under normal circumstances, I would agree with that. But from what I understand, from what I've gathered from the news agencies and stuff, he because him and Will have always been friends, he threw this joke out about what he was going to do, and Jada didn't think it was funny. And Will said, okay, well, you know, just cut that 10 seconds. And he went on and did it anyway. So that's why he was reacting, because he was forewarned. You know, she's very, very sensitive about losing her hair. It's just now growing back and stubbly and stuff. So we're going to be sitting right up front. I know you're going to pick on us. Pick on me. Don't pick on her. And he did it anyway. 1953, KCAU TV Channel 9 in Sioux City, Iowa begins broadcasting. 1954, WKAQ TV Channel 2 in San Juan, Puerto Rico begins broadcasting. 1967, UN Secretary General U Thant makes public proposals for peace in Vietnam. Must have taken them a while to get the memo. And will address a bit without invoking cancel culture. 1971, last original edition of the Ed Sullivan Show, broadcasts on CBS. In 1972, Elvis Presley records his final top 10 hit, a cover of Burnin' Love, written by Dennis Lindy and first recorded by Arthur Alexander. Bring that down, push that over, push that over, lift that to back up, pull that to down there. He was still a skinny Elvis back then. He wasn't, you know, like, or anything. So, I mean, he was still at that. Thank you very much. Not that. 1978, Daryl Gates becomes the 49th chief of the Los Angeles Police Department. You know, it's very, very seldom that I make a video that I can't wait to watch. But that's kind of how I am about the one we're premiering tonight at 7 o'clock. The gentleman, like I said, Tom Seawitt, he is Indigenous Canadian on or up in Canada, and he's been a ship captain for several years, doing the fishing boats. He's been a tour guide. He's been a hunting guide, and just recently, within the last few years, committed to following the old Native legends and beliefs to prove of Bigfoot's true existence. Stories, songs for over 1,000 years have been written about the wild men and the wild women of the wood. And he has recently hooked up with natives here inside the border of the continental U.S. and done hunting expeditions and tracking expeditions. And the snippet that I've got on tonight's video, he's speaking in Nebraska, right by the big reservation there, and pointing out a lot of the things that he was able to find with the help of the local natives there. And then, like I said, you know, of course, at the end of the video, I had to put my own little twist on it. Only for the ha-ha effect, because you guys know I can't take anything serious. So regardless, it's gonna be cute. Let's see here. 1979, a partial meltdown at 3 Mile Island nuclear plant in the U.S. results in the release of radioactive gas and iodine into the atmosphere, but no deaths. 1982, 12th Easter Seal Telethon raises $19,500,000. Just thinking about a borescope I can recommend. The ease of use and quality of the Telsong sub $50 flexible device. Wow. Wow. Cool. Haven't thought about a borescope, but hey. Twisting nipples again. No, no nipples were harmed in the making of that video. That's where the mix-up occurred. It's men running around with wood. No, probably, but I mean, yeah, he's chasing the wild men of the wood and the wild women of the wood. They actually have more so of a legend of a female Sasquatch up in that area in British Columbia than what they do down here with the more husky male versions. Up there have been songs written over the last millennia about a wild woman of the wood. I'm back. Coffee is going. I'm on my phone waiting for it. There you go. 1985 STS-51D vehicle moves to launch pad. 1986, John N. McMahon ends term as deputy director of the CIA. Yeah, a camera on a tube. Yeah, I know. I've used a borescope before, but I don't have any long guns now. So I mean, I can look right down the barrel of a pistol. 1987, stacking of discoveries, SRBs gets underway. Do they call it female Sasquatch? Big pumps. No. Good morning, Jay. Good to see you this morning. Hope you're doing well. Tiny slanted mirror too, so you can look at right angles. Now, see, I never seen one with a mirror before. That's kind of cool. 1990, U.S. President George H.W. Bush posthumously awards Jesse Owens the Congressional Gold Medal. Posthumously. You can look down a rifle too. What you see, that damn camera is unreal. Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure being able to look down a barrel like that, you see all the detail. I would have swore that my bores were spotless. Yeah, it's amazing what you find when you can actually get into something with that fine of detail and check it up close. That's, yeah. I thought it was meticulous. 1997 City, soap opera's final episode on ABC TV. All right, guys, you can come out from underneath your furniture and stuff. Candy finally has coffee. 2000, A. Murray County, Georgia school buses hit by a CSX freight train. 3 children die in this accident. Wow. Yeah, you definitely don't want to get Candy started when she does not have coffee. She can be dangerous. 2009, the first cases of H1N1 swine flu in the United States occur in 2 people in California. Been married for nearly 41 years to the same woman. I do not fear them, even without coffee. And I'll tell you what, you need to spend a couple hours with mine first thing in the morning. She runs out of coffee or isn't able to make coffee. Even the cats run and hide. 2017, U.S. confirms likely it is behind the airstrike of Mosul, Iraq, that led to collapse of a building that killed more than 100 civilians. Well, that reminds me too. You guys strolling around YouTube, did you by any chance hear or see the video that Arnold Schwarzenegger had made to Putin? It managed to get through the Russian censorship on all platforms. So Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, it's all over them. How it got through, nobody knows. But I do know that the little Russian newscaster right now that held the sign up during the newscast the other day, she was fired from the news agency, and she's looking at, I believe they said, 5 years in prison for treason. Let me see here. Really late here, going to be listening until I fall asleep. All right, Pocket Watch. You have a good day, my friend. Take care, and hopefully we'll catch you this evening for the premiere. Order coffee in bulk. Good morning, Taryn. Hope you're doing good this morning. 2017, U.S. President Trump signs energy independence executive order undoing Obama climate control measures. Still goes on. 2020, U.S. President Donald Trump makes grim projection that 240,000 Americans could die from COVID-19, even with restrictions in place. Oh, yeah. Yeah, we were talking about that earlier, Taryn. We were talking about that earlier. That was a hell of a slap. And that's all, folks. Thank you, Rusty, for another good today in history. Wasn't near as long as normal. I guess nobody really wanted to do anything on the 28th of March. All right, sounds good, Pocket Watch. You get some rest, and we'll talk to you later. Black powder, shot, and cold steel. Oh, you're fine, Taryn. Don't worry about it. Only person that's got to be here at 8 o'clock right on the dot is me. I know there's been a few times I've sat on here for a couple of minutes and just talked to nobody, waiting for folks to come in. So I don't care. Yep, that's what they're calling it, Candy, is they're calling it the slap herd around the world. Yeah, if you want to make some shit up, go for it. I got time to kill. I mean, you know. In 1930, during a proctology visit by Edgar Bergman, his proctologist accidentally tripped over the rug and went elbow deep, giving him the idea for Charlie McCarthy. I don't know. $125 grain, 3,500 feet per 3,400 feet per second. I don't want to clean black powder. 150 grain, 3,100 feet per second for two-legged invaders. Whatever it takes. Well, why is my picture so screwy? Man, I didn't even know if I was going to be able to do this stream this morning. When I came in here at 2 a.m., everything was working just fine. At about 4 a.m., everything started dragging and, you know, didn't want, nothing wanted to play. It was taking, you know, 35, 40, 50 seconds for videos to start playing and stuff. I'd try to pause them. They wouldn't pause for like 20 seconds. So I restarted the computer, and just, you know, all of a sudden it wouldn't pick up anyone's internet in the entire area, let alone our own. And it was like, huh, I never did figure out what was wrong. Just all of a sudden the internet popped back up again and everything was fine about 20 minutes later after scaring the bejesus out of me. So, you know, I'm relieved that it actually did it. But man, I'll tell you what, there for a minute, I wasn't sure if we were going to have a stream this morning. That is loading data for what I shoot, not meant to be advice for others. Oh, gotcha. 1975, terrorists blow up Central America and leave a note. Well, that was awful nice of them. I mean, at least they left a note. I started this computer after the last power outage. You must take off yourself from here. You must take off yourself. Wouldn't the note have blown up too? No, no. It was encased in a it was encased in a fireproof box. That's what it was. '15th century. '15th century. I'm confused, Marco. I'm confused. I don't know what you mean. Which, I mean, in itself probably isn't that surprising, guys. I mean, after all, we are talking about me here, so. Kiddos are late, but off to school. Nah, school's not that far. You still got like 9 minutes. Or, well, 6 minutes. It's not that far. They'll get there on time. As long as all the traffic lights, cross track, other drivers are all cooperative, maybe. How many people today do you think can actually read Roman numerals? I don't know. I don't actually know if they're teaching kids Roman numerals in school anymore. My daughter and I have never really talked about it. That's actually a good question. I gotta head out. See y'all. Thanks for morning history. Good morning, or you have a good day, Santi. Take care of yourself, my friend, and hope you have a good Monday. Grandma took them. Could be good, could be bad. You must go, have stuff to do. All right, mi amigo. You have yourself a good day and take care. I hope you have a good Monday. Hope you have a good day at work. And we'll catch you later. Finished my pedal board project. Oh yeah? Now are these the different pedals for your guitar, or did you have another project running there, Rusty? Have a great day, amigo. Oh, you too, Marco. Take care, my friend. Take care. Did another live stream last night. Yep, I got your message for it. I was in the bedroom and kicked back last night. I had been in here all morning long working on the video for tonight, and when I had a chance to get in there, I could tell what my morning was going to be like this morning, but I didn't know it was going to start at 2 a.m. So I was glancing at my phone when it went ding, and that was about as far as I went with it. And sure enough, it started off just unhappy as could be at 2 o'clock this morning. No, a notification did not pop up for it. You sent me a message on Messenger. Not sure. I used a wooden ammo box that I bought from Tractor Supply. Oh, that's cool. Now, when you do that, do you wire all your pedals together, and then go out a central hub to the guitar, or how do you do it, Rusty? It's a good stream. I'll have to watch it after a bit, as soon as we're done here. I didn't get to bed till 1:45 this morning, so I got 3 hours. You went to bed 15 minutes before I got up. I told the wife last night, I said, well, apparently this blood clot is breaking up some more because I'm starting to hurt. I'm taking my painkillers and going to bed. And boy, I should have done that a few hours earlier. Because at 2 o'clock this morning, it sat me up in that bed. I thought I was having a heart attack. And then by 30, I had pain in my in the upper part of my left leg, so it much told me that it was passing larger clot this time. So yeah, it was real interesting. I did pedal board, 2 pedals in the amp input, and 4 in the pedal loop. Okay. That's very cool, Tony. I didn't even know you played guitar. Between the kids and candy, it was a late night. So 4 cables and 2 patch cables. Very cool. Always wanted to learn how to play guitar. Never had a chance to. It's about like that poor fiddle sitting over there. If I ever find somebody to sit down with me and teach me how to use a fiddle, I'll be tickled pink. I love it. Toured the Eastern U.S. Very cool. Very cool. Said fiddle is hard. She's played one before. Well, the hardest thing that I am finding with the fiddle is bringing my fingers around to play like this, where with a guitar, you're playing like this, wrapping your wrist around the neck, and playing like that. To me, is the hardest part, is being able to get my fingers where they need to go up on the neck with my wrist twisted around like that. Yeah, it was cool, but no life for a family, man. You know, Journey said it best, man. They say that the road ain't no place to start a family. I was a drummer, I was a singer when I was younger, and you know, my first wife used to rub that in my face all the time, that it was either going to be music or a family. It was not going to be both. So I gave up 5, 6, 7, 8. I gave up 9 years of music for a 4.5-year marriage. I was AFK. I am back. Well, I'm glad you're back, sir. Fiddle necks are way smaller. They are. You are correct on that. I played lead guitar in several bands. Very cool. I did not know that. Wow. My mom is a monster on acoustic guitar. My grandpa made her how to play. She's still going strong. 54 years. Wow. Very cool. Hey, tell her to slow down here in 6 months. I'll catch up with her. I was one of the guitarists to go see 89 through 90 in St. Louis. Wow. Very cool. I wanted a box to keep the 3 pedals clean and protected, so I took a piece of barn type wood and Velcro. Huh. It is starting. Oh, got it. Yep, it's been 7 hours. Really means nothing at the end of the day. Hey, I'll tell you what, anybody who can make a career, even if it's not, you know, big coliseums and, you know, 70,000 people screaming your name and your picture all over posters hanging all over the place. You know, anybody who could even just tour the honky tonk scene or the small outside venues and stuff like that. I mean, you know, I envy them. I envy them. That was always my dream when I was younger, to play for crowds and make people cheer and make people, you know, happy and stuff like that. So, I mean, anybody who even just do it on a small scale, you know, should be proud of it. Would love to learn how to play guitar one day before I get too old. never get too old. I mean, look at Roy Clark and Buck Owens. Those guys were older than field dirt, and they were still out there playing together. Pedals, though, at the end of it went to Digitech. Oh yeah, the crowd can be a drug, most definitely. Dude, don't ever give up the dream. It don't matter what your dream is. You'll have time to give that dream up when they put you in the pine box. But up until that point, never give the dream up. It's like my grandfather always said about sleep. I'll have more than enough sleep when I die. But up until then, I'm going to enjoy every second of life I can get out of it. Velcro the pedals to the board, which fit in the box well. Inside, I use 2 small blocks from a child's block set to hold the board up when I use it. When I'm done, flip the blocks and stow away. That's pretty cool. I love guitar. Instead of she thinks my tractor sexy, should be she thinks my guitar is sexy. I love guitar, learning, writing, playing live is always about the guitar. And see, that's something that music today is missing. You know, I hear these new songs come out and stuff like that, and then I sit back and I listen to music from the 70s and the 80s and the early 90s. And it's like, man, that's what music is missing today. Are those guitar solos, that thrashing rhythm of a guitar. Good morning, Jan. Good to see you this morning. Arthritis in my shoulders killed all that. I could imagine. But that's one thing I really love about the musicians that are still performing today that performed back when I was in school. You know, bands like Def Leppard and bands like Chicago, bands like REO Speedwagon. You know, they're not going out doing the tours they used to. But, you know, Kiss, those guys who got that ripping, fast, really, you know, really hit on a guitar solo in the middle of a song. Don't care who's on TikTok this morning. Black Sabbath. There's another one. Yeah, YouTube can teach you practically anything. And see, I've watched videos on YouTube about, you know, playing the fiddle. And the videos don't help you to get don't help you to get that wrist. See, just bending my wrist, it pops. So learned a lot of Loggins and Messina songs on my guitar back in the day. Kenny Loggins was always one of my favorites. He done some great songs for some great movies back in the 80s. Always loved his guitar style. Go Back Out, Nightwish live at WAC in 2013. It's probably the single greatest live performance ever. Before they kicked out Ozzy. Yeah. Before they kicked out Ozzy. Then again, when Ozzy went off on his own, one of my biggest idols when it comes to electric guitar and stuff was Randy Rhoads. I mean, you know, when I was a kid, and you know, I would see an Ozzy video or something like that. I loved watching Randy Rhoads with that flying V guitar of his. That boy could do anything on a guitar. When the Crazy Train album came out, 1987, I went out and bought it, and you know, there was a piece on there at the very end that was Randy playing classical music in the studio on his guitar, and I loved it. Started my liquid diet for the dreaded procedure. Oh, yucky. Leonard Skinner, another great one. Of course, you know, ZZ Top. For only being a three-man band, they covered the guitar really well. Well, they re-released, actually it was called Ozzy Osbourne Tribute in 1987. Crazy Train was the first song on the tribute album. But yeah, the album that came out in 87 was called Tribute. That was the one that had the cover was blue and pink, and it had Ozzy holding Randy up and his feet kicked up in the air with that flying V in his hand. But yeah, Crazy Train came out much earlier. Love ZZ Top. I do too. And sadly enough, that was a band I never got to see play live. Always wanted to, never got a chance to. I loved a few other Southern rock bands: Molly Hatchet, Blackfoot, Black Oak. Never really was big into Molly Hatchet. Did like Blackfoot. Molly Hatchet done a few good songs though, so I mean, I definitely can't say anything bad about them. Yeah, Slash, for a more modern guitarist, Slash is really good. And I mean, even now, after the years of success with Guns N' Roses and his other, you know, ventures in music and stuff, he is still one of the most immodest people. I mean, he has shown up to fans' houses. He has shown up to high schools and stuff to play. I think I seen a video here a few weeks ago of him. What was it? The kids were in a talent show or something, and they were playing a Guns N' Roses song. And just a couple minutes into the song, Slash come walking out on the stage playing with their lead guitarist. So I mean, he's very fan oriented. He don't care how big he's got. He don't care about any of that. How famous he has, whether or not he's going to be stampeded by fans if he makes a public appearance or something. I still have Black Oak, Arkansas albums. Wow. Very cool. Or better still, Hot Rod. Huh. Oh, what's this? Bloody emails. Santana. Oh, yeah. Definitely one of the best in musical history by far. I have a Santana album. Man, I'll tell you what, I get back down to Tennessee to visit mom and dad. I need to grab up those albums. They don't have a record player anymore. And I need to grab up a lot of those old albums and stuff and start listening to them in here. None of the things that I have to worry about. Rusty, you are good, man. I don't know where you get off talking down about yourself, but you're a good guitarist. I mean, you know, if you had your own little studio, you could lock yourself away in and sit and actually, you know, devote more time to it. Dude, you could be epic. You're good. Hey, fishing. Good to see you. Oh yeah, definitely Pink Floyd by far. Definitely Pink Floyd by far. That was more along the lines of Stevie Ray Vaughan, another great. David Gilmour, Clapton, yep. Have a couple cabinets full of old vinyl. We did at one time. I think we probably had a stack of 50s, 60s, and early 70s records, probably 2.5 feet tall, in the cabinet underneath our coffee table. And then, of course, you know, mom and dad, they didn't throw away anything. We probably still had 40 8-tracks, and I probably had 200 or 300 cassettes. So God only knows where those things are at. Barefoot too much. If the house is a rockin', don't bother. If the house is a rockin', don't bother. Oh yeah, I love Floyd too. Always like Floyd. There's a few of their songs, a few of their guitar solos that still hit me right in the old heartstrings, and remind me of some of those memories of being in school. The same with any great band, though. You know, ZZ Top had just come out with their Afterburner album when we got the 67 Ford done and ready to roll in the parades and stuff. And that used to be the album I jammed in that thing. I'd stick that cassette in and I would crank it up. We had some 12 inchers in the trunk. We had 5 inchers in the back window, and it just, something about those guitar solos echoing inside the car and stuff. It was just, still to this day. If you need a drummer, singer, call me. Just can't part with them. I don't blame you. The first standing ovation I ever got was after the song Comfortably Numb. I have my mother's 45s from high school as well as mine. I don't care how crystal clear they make a CD or a DVD or CD or anything these days. I love the sound of old vinyl. I love that. As it sat there and spun and the needle rubbed on it, or that crackling at the beginning of it before the music started. You put that needle down ever so gently and you get that. Sam T just sent me a message. He knows I'm on a live stream. Folding the laundry while we chat. CDs can sound better depending on the sound system. I'm not saying CDs don't sound great. I just love when that needle touches the vinyl, the sounds that come off that record before the music starts playing. But yeah, CDs, I mean, they're great. They're great. They're crystal clear. I mean, you could do some serious jamming with a CD. But the sounds that comes off those old records. Well, the phone tried to ring, but nothing happened. I can come at it from the recording side. Yep. Oh. My mom and dad gave me their record collection when I turned 16. But still, at my ex's house, he refuses to give me my stuff. 3 big boxes full of records in 3 different sizes. I have all Mountain Music CDs in my car. Mountain Music CDs like Play Me Some Mountain Music, or Mountain Music CDs like the really cool Down in the Holler type family jam session kind of music. What kind of mountain music? Big house speakers were the best. Dude, I think that's probably why I have so much problem with my hearing these days, is all of the years I spent nestled up next to some big speakers at a school dance or something like that. Because even still today, like, oh God, what's a good example? Sleeping Bag from ZZ Top. When it starts off that whole and then gives right back into that bass. I wanted that stuff to make my ears bleed. When there is good bass in a song, I crank the bass up. I crank the bass up, I crank the tenor up because I want to enjoy it from all different angles. I don't know how many times I would sit at a school dance or something and I'd lay my back right up against those big speakers on the stage and just let it make my ears bleed. I didn't care. I loved it. The louder it was. I had a set of studio headphones at one time that had independent side volume controls. So I could turn up the main volume and then turn up the volume on my headphones. And when those things went out, I could never find another good set of them again. But they completely covered my entire ear, so no sound got into them. The actual down in the holler type. That's what I'm talking about. You gun, you want to get your stuff. Very few strings attached. Very few serial numbers attached too. I'll play me some mountain music just like Grandma and Grandpa used to play. Send me on down the river to a Cajun. My system here is two 250-watt heads and the 4 15-inch three-way cabs. There you go. Dulcimers, you had washboards. A lot of those guys were using. Most of them use spoons, spit harps or juice harps. The dulcimers. I like the old wash tub basses they used to make because of the flexibility of the bottom of an aluminum wash tub. You got the strings and everything hooked up to it. Start plucking them strings, and you could pluck a string and by putting pressure on the wash tub. Dude, I listen to Alabama on a daily basis. My old band PA system. Wow. I wanted dulcimer so bad. We actually had a dulcimer at the pawn shop here before it closed down last year. And I didn't have the money to get it. He only wanted $65 for it, but I did not have the money to get it. Now I have no clue where all those things went. Someplace come in, bought him out lock, stock, and barrel, loaded all of his stuff up in a big, long box truck and drove off somewhere with it, probably up to Kalamazoo or something. No clue. Hey, Drews. Everybody knows how lousy I truly is. Yeah, okay, whatever. I will never, ever admit to you being a lousy guitarist. Very well put, Tony. Very well put. How well you play don't matter nearly as much as how much you love to play. That is exactly it, 100%. You could suck. You could be the worst person out there. when it comes to your musical talent. But by God, if you love to sit down and you just got enjoyment out of plucking them strings or doing what you do to torture the small woodland creatures in the area, make cats scream, make dogs purposely run into the street, you know, whatever. If you're loving the time that you're spending doing it, it's all worth it. Well, I could have come up with $65. The new ones in the Smokies are a couple $100. I listen to all kinds of music, but I'm more of a metalhead. But country is my second favorite. I was a metalhead back in my days. Believe it or not, I was a hood rat, living out in the country, always went to school in a leather jacket, pair of combat boots or something with the laces undone. I even went through the Van Halen stage back in the 80s, where we used to wear parachute pants to school with bandanas going up the pants legs. You know, 2 or 3 bandanas tied around your leg going up from the top of your boot. You know, jeans the same way. You never could tell though. You know, were we going doing the Motley Crue thing? Were we going doing the biker 60s hood thing with the leather jackets and combat boots and stuff, t-shirts, you know, teeth and hairspray. At one point in time, I had that Bon Jovi, New Jersey type hair that come out to about here, stood up about that tall, and hung down to about right here. But at the same time, within that same week, we might come to school in a pair of jeans with the combat boots on, a flannel shirt with a t-shirt on underneath it, baseball cap or a cowboy hat. Just depend on the mood. Guess I got away from it. I lost my love for it. No, Drew, I'm so sorry. I'm not. All them different attitudes, all them different moods, all them different styles was made me who I am today. I remember those days. 80s was awesome. What? Because New Jersey here. Bon Jovi released an album called New Jersey. And during that early part of their career, John always used like a half a can of Aquanet on his hair. Because when I was younger, when I washed my hair and just hit it with a towel, just put the towel on my head and ran it back and forth, my hair would curl just like his was. And I would smash a half a can of Aquanet, getting that stuff to come out on the sides, come up at the top. I could be out in a windstorm and that stuff wouldn't move. If a hair flew off my head, it would stick in a foam pole. That's what I meant by New Jersey hair. Oh, they're not in here. I even still to this day have the Oakleys, the blue Oakleys that I wore when I was doing it. I still got my Oakleys, 30 some odd years old. The nose piece has gone off of them, but I still wear them. Every once in a while, you'll catch them in a video or something when we're out doing an investigation. Thank God for Guns N' Roses. Yep. Actually had Paul Stanley hair. I love Bon Jovi. His dad was a barber and did his hair. Yep. Yep. Jan, being a Bon Jovi fan, do you remember how they used to decide what songs went on an album? It was genetic, not choice. In Sayreville, New Jersey, where John Bon Jovi, I'm sorry, let me say it correctly, where John Bon Jovi and Richie and all the rest of the guys were from, there was a little pizza parlor that sat right uptown, just a few doors down from the small recording studio that they used to record all their songs. And they would leave the studio and walk down to the pizza parlor, and they would grab teenagers that they called the pizza parlor jury. And they'd take these kids back down to the studio, and they would let the pizza parlor jury decide what songs went on their albums. They went straight to the teenagers in their hometown to decide what the teenagers nation of the worldwide would like to hear. That's how they decided what went on their albums. Girls loved it. Asked how I got it to do that. I replied, how do I get it to not? Good morning, KG. Hey, you still got 20 minutes left this time. You didn't sleep in near as long as you did the other day. Good job, girl. That was always one thing that I really liked about Bon Jovi, was the fact that they never got too big for their britches. And even though they had, you know, a cult following the world over, they continued to use the kids at the pizza parlor right there in Sevierville, or Sevierville, New Jersey. For years after Bon Jovi made it big, we could still go to the bar his father would frequent. And if you did not know him, you would never know who he was. I had a good but crazy idea. What kind of good but crazy idea did you have, Ty? Rusty, that's actually how it was when I met the NASCAR driver David Strimmy's mom, dad, and sister. We were right just southeast of here at the New Paris, Indiana racetrack. And I and my ex were sitting there in the stands, and the guy and the woman sitting behind, well, the guy and the woman and the teenage daughter, late teens, early 20s, he bent over and said, and kissed his wife and said, you know, her and I got to get ready for the next heat. And they got up and walked away. And I turned around, I looked at her, I said, are they racing? And she said, yeah, numbers. And she told me the numbers of the cars. Come to find out, that was David Strimmy's dad and sister. They still raced at New Paris, where David got his start at. So, and from what I understand, it was the same with Jeff Gordon's parents, because Jeff got his start on small local tracks. Dang, who else? Can't think off the top of my head. Can't think off the top of my head. There was another one that was really popular back during the 90s and early parts of the 2000s that got his start on small little tiny tracks like that. John's real last name is, yeah, Bon Joviani. Yep. I couldn't remember how it was pronounced. Bon Giovanni. Yep. Definitely Italian. I don't really want to say on here. It would be a spoiler alert for a possible video. Uh-oh. Can't be having those spoiler alerts. Let's see here. Hey, I got another TikTok follower. Yay. I got a heart on a comment. Yay. And was the girl hot? Yes. Yes, she was. Used to run sprints with friends of yours. Okay. Tony Stewart was the other one. Tony Stewart was the other one. Tony used to run on little teeny tiny tracks when he first started out. And actually, he was in negotiations when they closed down General Motors in Anderson, Indiana, on the south end of Anderson, right across from the Anderson Speedway was one of the big General Motors plants. And he was in negotiations to buy that piece of land to put in another raceway, because the Anderson Speedway, all 1/16 of a mile of it, had not had any kind of upgrades done in decades. And Tony wanted to put in a nice track for people. But because of the chemicals they used, there was like a 25-year wait they had to do for these chemicals to settle enough for them to break ground to build this racetrack. And he backed out of the negotiations on that piece of property. I was talking about one Tony and didn't get to say goodbye to the other. Oh, well, see you there, Tony. Bye. Have a good show and stuff, dude. Hope you have a good day. Comedy is my side gig. Keep telling you need to buy a suit and take it on the road, dude. Keep telling you need to buy a suit, take it on the road. Find a puppet or a small woodland creature, shove your arm elbow deep up inside that thing and make it talk. Need to find a stuffed beaver. That's what you need, is a happy beaver. Keep it up tight, you'll get places. Yes, you will. because you're talented and you got motivators like us. The sky's the limit, dude. You could do Ahmed's wife. Which one? Which one? When Jeff debuted Ahmed's son, didn't Ahmed say he had like 40 wives or something like that? 30 wives? I mean, I guess if you wanted to, you could just do 2 of Ahmed's wives and then just have like Velcro on their serapes, where you can just keep changing the number on it. You could do the wife that was in the truck with him when he tried to put the gas in his lawnmower and blew the truck up. That's how he killed himself. So yeah, go figure. He's a terrorist bomber that can't even remember to turn his truck off when he's putting gas in something in the bed. The other night on a live stream, I called Ty out. He's being a smartass. Rather be a smartass than a dumbass. I mean, you know, flip a coin. I'd rather be smart than dumb. I've been called a smartass 1,000 times in my life. Ain't nobody ever called me a dumbass. That's the one I was thinking. See, if you done Ahmed's wife, you might actually one day get to perform on the opposite side of the stage, Jeff Dunham. I have to master a couple letters like B and M. I'm trying to figure out where to find a ventriloquist doll. You can get ventriloquist dolls on eBay, dude. All kinds of ventriloquist dolls, from beginning ventriloquist dolls to professional ventriloquist dolls. You can get them on eBay. You can get anything on eBay. Give them time, they will probably have foreign wives available on eBay. Just never know. Well, yeah, a non-copyright doll. I mean, these are dolls that are made to be able to be used in acts. You're not gonna pay $1,000 for a doll and let it sit at home. Yep, you could make one out of a skeleton. You could be like a generic Jeff Dunham. You could have Muhammad, the severely injured terrorist. You could have Corn Kernel, the little green alien with a purple belly instead of a purple alien with a green belly. My God, you could do William, the only partially grouchy old dude, or bipolar old dude. my God, you could do uh, Juan, the chili pepper on a pole. I mean, the sky's the limit, dude. The sky's the limit. Better yet, instead of William, the bipolar old man, you could do one of your ex and, you know, just call her Wilhelmina the old bitch or something. I don't know. I mean, do the little hillbilly Billy Ray with a little mullet and stuff. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Juan could have a body. Agatha. There you go. Agatha. I like that. And she could be the exact opposite of Walter. She could be happily married for the last 60 years and still be a little horn dog. And, you know, her husband is the one that's, you know, never, you know, at home, never passionate. You know, Billy Morgan could be the Southern guy with a mullet. There you go. See, we're throwing ideas at you, man. We are tossing eggs in a skillet to see if you can make an omelet out of it. And all this nonsense, guys, has got us down to 5 minutes left in the stream. Don't forget, tonight, 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we are going to premiere the native customs and traditions on Bigfoot. It's pretty serious video. I mean, I put my life on the line to make this video I'm premiering tonight. I'm not going to go into a lot of detail. You guys will see it at the end of the video. I put my life on the line. I could have been I mean, I could have been straight up going out in the wilds, trying to get you guys the best video coverage I could get you. I could have been all I'm going to say. I could have died. I could have died of exposure. I could have died of consumption after something else consumed me. I'm not going to go into a lot of detail about it. Maybe I'll figure out how to shove my hand up Mr. Frog. Jim Henson did it for years. Look at the money he made. I mean, it wasn't Mr. Frog, but it was a frog. And then he stuck his hand right up the bacon hole of a pig. And Star-Studded Luster was born. not to mention some really funny looking kids, or, well, swine poles. Wookie says, hello, Drew Bub. Tell Wookie I said hello, Wookabub. Poor Mr. Froggy. Hey-ho, Kermity Froggy. Hey, where's your other hand? Oh, 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 oh. Why are there so many songs about rainbows? And I mean, you know, look at Henson. He went from a half-hour variety show to making, my God, how many movies with the Muppets in it? And then went from there to Dark Crystal, to Labyrinth, to Jesus criminy. How many movies in the last 40 years have had Muppets designed by Henson's Magic Shop? And now his son's doing it. So, like I said, bud, the sky is the limit. You set your own limitations. Maybe I'll get myself a Gonzo and a Rizzo. There you go. There you go. Now you're thinking with gas. Jeff Carson, another member of country music, died on Monday, March 26th. He was 58. Jeff Carson was? Wow. I didn't realize he was that old. But all right, guys, it is that time. It is time for me to be like a fat baby and head out. It is time for me to be like a tree and leave. It is time for me to be like a bunch of birds and get the flock out of here. Don't forget, we will be on tonight, 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time, with the premiere of Native Beliefs and Traditions on Bigfoot. But until then, you guys take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. God bless you. God love you. I do. We'll catch you all tonight. Have a good day, y'all.